right. Shalom.
Shalom.
Shalom. This is GMS West Palm. And first, we would like to give all praises to
Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem, Rakakodash.
We'd like to give double honors to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone. We'd like to give salutations to the Akim preaching the gospel across the four corners of earth in truth and sincerity. Shalom, Akim.
Shalom.
Shalom.
All right, so you know, the brothers, we was just having a fellowship, you know, having some holy conversation, you know, and what was leveling on. There's so many things going on in Israel right now, but we wanted to focus in, honing in on, you know, working out your own salvation, man, and truly fearing and trembling the Heavenly Father, because those things are so essential to your salvation and essential to the kingdom of heaven, and essential to, you know, this walk that we have. You know, we don't want to go in on, you know, anything necessarily specific, but we just want to make it known how important these things are. So if anybody want to get Philippians 2:12, I guess we can open up with that. Can you pass me my date right there? You know, because this thing of ours, man, is so delicate and it's so tender, man. You know, we got to be careful to take care of it, and to take care of the body, to take care of brothers, and, you know, even taking care of ourselves, man. That's really important in the times that we're living in, all right? You got it really good. All right.
Philippians chapter 2 and verse 12. Wherefore, my beloved, as ye have always obeyed, not as in my presence only, but now much more in my absence, work out your own salvation with fear and in trembling.
Right. So it says, not as you done in my not only in my presence, but in my absence also, man. So this is Paul, but, you know, this is also speaking about Yahweh Shai, man. You know, because we shouldn't have to be only in the presence of Yahweh Shai is always with us, man. Lord willing, we those men, but Yahweh Shai is always with us. You know, but what does it say that we are blessed for not having seen, but yet we believe, man. Okay, but it says, work out your own salvation. All right, so we're gonna break that up first. Working out our own salvation, man. You know what does that mean? You know, working out your own salvation is it's spiritual and physical, because now in these last days, we talk about showing your works, showing you know, faith being alone is dead, man. Okay, but if you want to show my faith, I will show you by my works. Okay, so working out your own salvation, because when it comes to the kingdom of heaven and when it comes to the elect getting beamed up out of here, you know, you can't, you know, if this brother getting beamed up and I haven't done what I'm supposed to do, I can't grab onto him and be like, hey, let me go with you, brother. You know, it's not going to work like that, man. You know, the Lord is going to look at you, you know, he's no respecter of persons. So, but he's going to look at you as an individual, and he's going to say, hey, this is what you did, or this is what you didn't do. So therefore, you're going to receive your reward as part of that. You know?
You can't lie to the Lord. But He's going to look you dead in your eyes and know everything about you. It's going to be as if He lived your life with you. And He know the answer. He just going to ask you, did you do what I commanded? You know what I'm saying? He going to look at you square in your eyes. Man, that's going to be a chilling moment. You know what I'm saying? But your faith and your works are going to speak for themselves. You know, for itself. You know, so if the Lord look at you and He asks you, did you do as, you know, as I commanded? You know, you could, you know, humbly give Him an answer. And if you have faith and you've done the works, you know, trust in the Lord. You know what I'm saying? That He's going to see that. You know?
It says, work out your own salvation with fear and trembling, man. Okay? With fear and trembling. It was key, because you can't work out your salvation without fear and trembling, man. You got to be able to fear Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai. You got to be able to tremble at His presence, man. Tremble at His name. Tremble at His judgment, man. Okay? Because all of those that don't fear and tremble, they're gonna be fearing and trembling when He. So you take it how you want. You don't fear and tremble at Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, no matter which one you want to take it. Either you're gonna do it now through the scriptures, all right, or you're gonna do it when He returns, man. And I'd rather not take the latter, man. I'd rather not take it with His second coming, and that's the ultimate fear and trembling. Because if you fear and tremble now, you got a chance of being redeemed. But if you fear and tremble when those missiles come, it's too late, man. Okay, so you got to constantly work out your own salvation with fear and trembling. All right? Any brother have want to say anything? We got a scripture.
So, this is book of Galatians chapter 6, verse 4. But let every man prove his own work, and then shall he have rejoicing in himself alone, and not in another. For every man shall bear his own burden. You know, so we gotta do our own works. You know, and then Lord willing, make it to the kingdom. Then you can have rejoicing in yourself, saying that I put in the work for y'all by showing y'all shot.
That's right, man. You know, the Lord want to, Salakia, the Lord want to see us, hey, this is a righteous work that we're doing, man. Okay? And, you know, the Lord is amazing for giving us brothers, you know, because we know we can't do this thing alone. But, hey, you in this fight alone, you know, for reason of, when you're going through this walk, when you're going to your job and when you're sitting at home by yourself, you know, we can always call brothers, you know what I'm saying, to lean on, man. You know, we can do things like that, but even if you might be sitting right next to a brother, and you know what I'm saying, that's the time when we got the kingdom and we feeling better, and we ain't got to think about the ways of the world, you know. But at the same time, shit, man, you got demons battling. As soon as you walk back out that door, you got to deal with the demons, you got to deal with Esau, you got to deal with Babylon, you got to deal with chemtrails and GMOs. We got to deal with all of that shit, man. So that's why you got to realize you got to fear and tremble Yahweh Shem Yahweh not shy now, so that we can get rid of those things, man. So that we can flee those demons, so that we can seek His kingdom, man.
But and the scripture also says, I don't know if did you pick out the meat on that? But the scripture in Philippians, it says 2 verse 12, it says wherefore my beloved, as ye have always obeyed, not as in my presence only, but now much more in my absence. So, you know, the 2/3, you know, they're not trying to follow the Lord in His absence, because they're saying this in their heart, right? It says this is Psalms 10 verse 11. It says the wicked, basically what the wicked is saying, he says, he hath said in his heart, the Most High hath forgotten. He hideth his face, he will never see it. See, the 2/3, they think it because the Lord isn't here. They think the Most High has forgotten. You know what I'm saying? The Most High ain't forget. Just because he's not showing himself, that don't mean he's not there. That don't mean he's not seeing what you're doing. Okay? But the 2/3, that's what they thinking. The Most High has forgotten about us. You know what I'm saying? Why do I need to keep doing this? The Lord he ain't coming, whatever. You know that how niggas be like, oh, you think a black man gonna come crack through them clouds? And you know, them conscious brothers, they be laughing. But we dead, the scriptures is dead ass, and we dead ass. Okay? But that's to show you, you know, when the parent is not in the house, you know, who's gonna willingly serve? Who's gonna continue in the way that they've been taught? Okay? Only the elect. Okay? But the wicked are gonna say, oh, the Most High has forgotten. Alright? Nah, the Most High hasn't forgotten.
Yeah, precept. This is Romans chapter 14 and verse 12. So then every one of us shall give account to himself to the Most High. All right, you know, so, you know, like the brothers were saying, you know, this is a lonely walk. You know, even though we got the brothers, you know, but you know, a brother can't make a video for you. A brother can't decide, you know, to take your place while you go out to the highways and byways. You know, while you're at work, you know, a brother can't be there, you know, to hold your hand. All right, you know, so, you know, we got the brothers, but, you know, in this walk, you know, it's all, you know, it starts in the mind first, you know, because, you know, the mind, you know, that's what really, the mind is really where, you know, what I'm trying to say. The mind is where the battle starts. All right, you know, because the carnal part, you know, you dealing with work, you dealing with the chemtrails, you know, you dealing with, you know, your everyday life, you know, getting off of work, going to your 9 to 5. You know, that's the easy part, you know, but the hard part, you know, is, you know, doing the works, you know, fighting these demons. All right, you know, because it all starts in the mind.
And that's why the Lord gave us work to do. Okay, the work is there to keep us from being idle. Okay, because when you're idle, what they say, the idle mind is the devil's playground.
That's right.
You know, so when you're idle and you're not being active in this truth and then not doing the work, you're gonna become subjected to demons, and you're gonna through the spirit, you're gonna allow the demons to rest in your body and start to take over. Okay, but if you're busy doing this work, and you don't have time to be worried about the demons. Okay, your primary focus is doing this work. Okay, focusing on your faith. Okay, focusing on having your focus on the body, on the brothers. Okay, doing the work. Studying. Okay, that a person who's doing the work, they're not worried about the demons. Yeah, the demons are there and they're plaguing you, but if you stay focused in this faith, and you so to speak, put your head down and just push forward, them demons can't mess with you, man. Because you're coming in the spirit of Yahweh Shai. I mean, you're coming in the spirit of prophecy. You prophesying. Okay? You're coming in the spirit of healing. Okay? You're not allowing the demons to do their thing. The demons are put under subjection through Yahweh Shai. Okay? So they're not going to be able, if you're busy doing the work, they're not going to be able to bother you.
And also, them demons, they weaker if they're not dwelling inside your body. All right, so if they from the outside looking in, they weak. All right, so when you're doing the works like the brother just talked about, them demons is outside looking in.
They looking through your windows like, man, it's a clean house over there.
They're like parasites.
Con.
A parasite needs a host to become strengthened. I was just watching that movie Venom. He I don't know if you ever seen that, but he would always, it was basically like a parasite. The alien form was like a parasite, and it needed a host in order to thrive. But then he would get offended, when he would call Venom a parasite. Venom would get pissed off. But that's how demons are, man. They are parasitic entities, and they need to dwell on the host. That's how they get their strength. Once they be able to enter your mind and into your spirit, they get their strength.
And that's why they say if you're before you go into like a certain diet or whatever, you have to cleanse the body of parasites and worms, because what parasites and worms do, they eat the nutrition that you're ingesting. They're gonna eat it all up, and then your body is left over with the bad stuff. You know what I'm saying? Even the parasites, man, they want the nutrition. They want the minerals, and that's what they're going to attack. And that's why you have a lack of energy. You have a lack of focus, because the minerals and stuff that you think you're consuming, the parasites are eating it all up, and you're not able to ingest it. Just like when you allow the demons on the outside mess with you. You know what I'm saying? You want to be in the spirit, you want to do the work, but if you're giving it energy, you're feeding it. You know what I'm saying? You should be busy doing the work. Okay, so you can receive the nutrients of the scriptures.
This is James 2:17-19. It says, even so, if it hath not works, is dead being alone. Yea, a man can say, thou hast faith, and I have works. Show me thy faith without thy works, and I will show thee my faith by my works. All right, so you got to show your faith by your works, man. Yahweh Shem Shai is seeing all your works, man. He beholdeth everything under the kingdom of men. He said his eyes are as bright as 10,000 times as bright as the sun, man. He's seeing all that, and he's seeing our works. Nowadays our works can be shown, because now the Lord got this YouTube thing set up where brother can look on your page and see what you're doing, man, and how you serving the Lord. So now your works are being put forth before the congregation. You can find a cat and just be like, hey, oh yeah, I do this for the Lord, I do that for the Lord. Show me. So the Lord now got a track record of our works. All right, this is the next one, talking about the demons. It says, thou believest that there is one power, thou doest well. The devils also believe and tremble. Hey, so even the devils tremble at Yahweh Shem Shai, man. Shit, the devil's trying to work out their salvation with fear and trembling. But to be an angel of light, to be a man of the Lord, man, you got to understand that you got to work through this thing, man. You got to fight this thing. You got to fight against all of the, it says we don't fight against flesh and blood, man. We fight against spiritual powers in high places. Okay, so it's all different type of entities and beings and and wickedness out there, man. And we're doing this for Yahweh Shem Yahushua on the right hand side, man. And we're trying to make the devils tremble by saying his name, man. We're trying to make the devils tremble and flee from us, you know, because when we're working out our own salvation, all right, having more demons on you, think that's going to help you work out your own salvation? Nah, man, it's going to put more plagues on you. But that's why we ask the Lord for more faith. It says, if a man need more faith, he shall ask of the Most High, and the Lord will give it to him liberally, man. All right?
One precept. This is you know, the demons. They're just doing the work of the Lord. They're just doing the work of the Most High. Okay, the Most High sent those demons out there to do their job. Okay, because even in Job, it says right here, Job 2, verse 2, and it says, and the Lord said unto Satan, from whence comest thou? And Satan answered the Lord and said, from going to and fro in the earth, and from walking up and down in it. And the Lord said unto Satan, hast thou considered my servant Job, that there is none like him in the earth, a perfect and upright man, one that feareth the Most High and escheweth evil, and still he holdeth fast his integrity, although thou movest me against him to destroy him. So basically, the Lord is telling, basically this is what the Lord is going to do to the elect. Okay, the Most High is going to allow the demons to attack the elect. Okay, but the elect are going to overcome the demons because they're the elect. They're going to be the ones who follow Yahushua through Jacob's trouble and believe in Yahushua and his return. Okay, but then Salakia, it also says, you know, it says, actually, man. Okay, yeah. I'll jump down to verse 4. And it says, and Satan answered the Lord and said, skin for skin, yea, all that a man hath will he give for his life. But put forth thine hand now, and touch his bone and his flesh, and he will curse thee to thy face. And the Lord said unto Satan, behold, he is in thy hand, but save his life. Okay? So the Lord, if you're an elect, no matter how many demons plague you, you know, if you're busy doing the work, and your faith is being built up, and you have a firm foundation, you're not gonna be moved by these demons. Okay? Because your faith in Yahushua is bigger than these demons. It's greater than these demons. Okay? And that's the Lord approving us. And we're gonna get proved during the time of Jacob's trouble when we're brought through the fire. We're gonna be subjected to all kind of demons. Okay? But those demons, they have nothing against the Lord. They have nothing against the Lord. Okay? So we're gonna be plagued by these demons. But the Lord, the elect, the Most High is gonna preserve the life of the elect. Just like
this is the book of Sirach, chapter 1 and verse 27 to 29. It says, for the fear of the Lord is wisdom and instruction, and faith and meekness are his delight. All right, so the Lord, you know, fearing him first and foremost, that's wisdom and instruction, because his laws, statutes, commandments, you know, that's the way of life. All right, and faith and meekness are his delight. You know, so the Lord, he looks for a man that has meekness, you know, and faith in him, you know, because that brings a pleasure to the Most High. All right, and verse 28 it says, distrust not the fear of the Lord when thou art poor, and come not unto him with a double heart. All right, so we can't just because we had a low estate, you know, we can't bug out and try to do our own thing, because at that point you're not fearing the Lord and you're losing his wisdom and his instructions. That's right. You know, and verse 29 it says, be not a hypocrite in the sight of men, and take good heed what thou speakest. You know, so we can't be hypocrites in this truth either. You know, what we say, we gotta be able to walk that walk. You know, or what they say, walk that talk.
Or talk the talk, walk the walk.
Right. That's what we gotta do in this truth, man. You know, because we can't tell Jakes out here, you know, to stop eating pork, stop eating crabs, you know, stop smoking blunts. But on our downtime, we being a hypocrite, and we eating pork, you know, and we smoking blunts. You know, it don't go like that. And verse 30 it says, exalt not thyself lest thou fall and bring dishonor upon thy soul. And so the Most High discover thy secrets and cast thee down in the midst of the congregation, because thou camest not in truth to fear of the Lord, but thy heart is full of deceit. You know, so the Lord, He can uncover your secret parts, man, and let the whole congregation know. You know, that goes on throughout Israel a lot, man. You know, people like the one dude stealing people's money from the congregation, millions. You know, but the Lord, He knows it. You know, it says that in Luke, the 12th chapter, I believe. You know, nothing is covered. Roughly paraphrasing. You know, but you can't hide anything from the Lord. You know, because He has His angels. You know, the angels are the eyes of the Lord, and they report everything back to Him.
The scripture also says, don't be a hearer of the word, but a doer. Okay, it's all about your acts, your works. Okay, you can hear it and say you believe, but you have to show your faith by your works. You have to be a doer. You have to apply.
I got one more scripture. What you said earlier about making foolproof, because we got the YouTube, so everybody can see your works. This is 2 Timothy chapter 4, verse 5. It says, "But watch thou in all things, endure afflictions, do the work of an evangelist, make full proof of thy ministry." You know, so we gotta showcase our ministry, man. You can't hide, hide what we doing. We gotta show our works. You know what I mean? And we gotta endure afflictions, man. All right, that's all part of just having that fear of the Lord. You don't want to, test the Lord, all right? Because we're not supposed to tempt the Lord, man.
I got this for you, bro. Real quick. Unless you got something.
No, go ahead.
No, go ahead, bro.
No, you go
You
ahead.
been waiting. You been waiting. Go ahead, bro.
All right, this is 2 Peter chapter 1. Wait, it's like 1 Peter chapter 2 and verse 9. The Lord knoweth how to deliver the godly out of temptation, and to reserve the unjust unto the day of judgment to be punished. All right, so the Lord, He know how to deliver the godly out of temptation. But as long as we have that faith, as long as we have, as long as we have that faith in Yahweh Shai, He can deliver us from any temptation. These demons, these demons trying to get you to go off. But as long as we trust in and having faith in Yahweh Shai, He can deliver us out of any temptation.
This is James 1 and 21. It says, "Wherefore lay apart all filthiness and superfluity of naughtiness, and receive with meekness the engrafted word, which is able to save your souls. But be ye doers of the word, and not hearers only, deceiving your own selves." Hey, so that's what the brother was talking about, man. Hey, it's a deception if you think you're just a hearer of the word, man. You're deceiving your own soul, man. If you sitting up and you like, hey, yo, I heard the word, what I'm saying? Hey, it say faith come by hearing, man. Okay, so once you hear this word, you're supposed to take root and run, man. You're supposed to start doing works, man. We get it. We know everybody ain't going to be one of the 144,000. But, hey, even the elect, the 1/3, are still doing things to help those men. Doing things to help the body. They still do videos. They still might donate. They still might bring some waters to the camp. Anything like that, man. So don't just be a hearer of the word and say, yeah, I know I'm an Israelite, I know the truth. And then you just sit on it, man. Like the Lord says, when the servant that took the talents and hit him in the earth, the Lord was pissed off when you knew I was an austere man. He's like, Lord, I held him in a napkin, these talents that you gave me, man. That's being a hearer of the word, man. The Lord want to see you. You got to pay that back double, man. The Lord said we were bought with a price. All right? And when somebody purchases something, they want to see their the Lord is making investments. There's a difference between a purchase and an investment. All right? When you make a purchase, you might just be like, all right, shit, I'm about to eat this bread, and that bread's gonna go away, and you know what I'm saying, you're gonna be hungry in another 2 hours. All right? But when you make an investment, something's supposed to come of that, where you can receive your money back and more from it. Okay? So the Lord invests in the nation of Israel. The Lord invests in the 1/3. The Lord invests in the 144,000 because He believes in us, man.
He ain't taking no losses.
Nope, He ain't taking no losses. This ain't no damn stock market plunger.
He ain't going into the red.
That's right,
You know
man.
what I'm saying? Even if your money didn't gain any interest, He has you.
That's right.
You know what I'm saying? So he's not going into the red. He has you. You know what I'm saying? If you ain't getting, if you don't have any fruit and you're still diligent and you're still doing the work, he got you still.
That's right. Hey, the Lord like that commercial. Hey, this is my money and I need it now.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? It says, verse 23, for if any be a hearer of the word and not a doer, he is like unto a man beholding his natural face in a glass. For he beholdeth himself and goeth his way, and straightway forgetteth what manner of man he was, man. Hey, so you can't be like that, man. You got to be a doer of the word. You got to constantly realize that this thing that we're in is precious, man. Okay? And I got one more, brothers, and then y'all can have it back. This is Psalm 102:7. It says, I watch and am as a sparrow alone upon the housetop. All right? So at the end of the day, we got brothers, man. We so thankful to have the brothers, man. You know? For you know, being even when you know how it was when every brother started off, you know, and I'm sure every brother got his own personal testimony. When you start off, you're like, damn, man, you know, you want people to know, you feel like you all by yourself. You start talking to people and they don't understand, they don't get it, you know. You watch. You said I watch, man, as a sparrow. So even though you alone, what was that sparrow still doing? Watching, man. That sparrow still putting in work, even though he was by himself. All right. So you can't be like that. You can't be in the spirit like, oh, I ain't got nobody. I'm all by myself. Nah, man, you still got to work, man. You know? But me and the brothers was talking about ants, man. You know, ants do that work, man. The scriptures say, hey, consider her ways, man. Okay? Because the ants, even though they're out there in the unit, they got individual jobs. They each have things that to build up the colony. You know, and we're all ants. We're incremental bricks. We're lively stones to build the kingdom of heaven, man. All right. Got it.
So, this is second Peter chapter 1 verse 10 says, wherefore the rather, brethren, give diligence to make your calling and election sure. For if you do these things, ye shall never fall. All right, and that word diligence, it goes into haste, and haste goes into to hurry, have an urge. You know, like the brother was saying, once you learn this truth, you gotta run with it, man. You know, you gotta make sure your calling and election is sure, man. By you know, like you said, everybody when they come in. Well, I know for me, when I came to this show, I was like, man, I gotta learn this. You know, I gotta get out to the highways and byways. You know, because you never know when your house shot is gonna make a return. You know,
that's
so
that fear.
Yeah.
Yep. I didn't catch you up, bro.
Nah, but the way it's written in the scriptures, man, Most High, man, we don't know the moment, but we're near the door. We're there. The way the Most High has, spoken is like, yo, any moment, be ready at that moment, be prepared at that moment. But we don't know the exact time. But it's not for us to know the exact time. Be ready.
Who did the Lord came back on July 4th when
Oh man.
hey, that'll be fun. I just thought about because niggas outside popping fireworks and shit. Niggas, man, you know, that's Jake, man. Jake out here popping fireworks and shit on. It ain't even July 4th yet, man.
They going harder than Esau.
Yeah, man, for some shit that don't even belong to you, man. That's why the Lord gotta come back and destroy you niggas, man. For real, but yeah, you know, get back on task. Because you had brought up, you say, I just wanted to say this verse because they two back to back. Matthew 24:33. So likewise, when you shall see all these things, know that it is near, even at the doors. And it says, verse 36, but of that day and hour knoweth no man, no, not the angels of heaven, but my Father only. You were speaking on it. I just want to get those verses.
Nah, go ahead. This is, you got precept.
Yeah.
I just say
Second Ezra chapter 9 verse 1 it says, he answered me then and said, measure thou the time diligently and itself, and when thou seest part of the signs pass, what I have told thee before, then shalt thou understand that it is the very same time wherein the highest will begin to visit the world which he made. You know, and we see those by the earthquakes. You know, the nations rise against each other. Russia, China, you know, so-called America, Babylon. You know, all these nations are rising up and coming against each other. You got earthquakes in diverse places.
Insurrections, where people like going against their own government and marching, and these crazy things happening. Yeah.
You know, that's in I think Second Ezra 15th chapter. And you got earthquakes in diverse places. You got an earthquake was in I heard the elders from Mississippi, they said it was an earthquake in Mississippi. And I know about it, looking online, it was an earthquake in Ohio.
Cleveland.
Yeah.
A couple
few
days
weeks
before I
ago.
went up there. Yeah. So people told me they felt that shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, the snow in Mexico. I think it was yesterday.
And in Colorado, it was a snowstorm.
Yeah, it was a snowstorm in
And it's
Mexico.
summer.
Hey, real talk. You know, I speak through the spirit. Hey, Florida probably about to get fucked up this year, man. With some hurricanes and shit. You know, this heat and shit that we having so early on. We ain't had no real bad hurricane in a while now.
A Category 4 hurricane was spotted. It's in the middle of the Atlantic, but it's, we in hurricane season.
And shit, we don't get done to what, October?
Yeah.
And it's all
I
we
thought it was like November.
It's late in the year. I know that shit.
Early
We'll have-
November.
We'll have like 10-minute showers, and damn near all the roads will be flooded. I seen it again today. I'm like, yo, it just rained for like what, like 15, 20 minutes, and the roads out here flooding. Imagine a whole hurricane. Crazy, man. It's gonna be crazy.
Even the tropical storm, even the tropical storm.
I got one more preset. If y'all go ahead. Go ahead, bro. Who said they had a preset?
I mean,
Oh,
I'm pretty sure we all hold it.
Hey, go ahead, brother. Let it loose.
Alright,
Let them guns loose.
I'll pull mine out. But this is Romans 14, verse 22. It says, "Hast thou faith? Have it to thyself before the Most High." Because, you know, you can't nobody have faith for you. And being in this world, when you're out and about in the world, you'll have homies or family members that will try to shame you and down you for believing in the scriptures. You know what I'm saying? You know, but you gotta be like, man, forget them niggas, man. You know what I'm saying? Forget them, because they don't have faith. You know, they're gonna try to shame you and down you and make it seem like you going off and stuff like that. They can't see it. They don't have the faith. So freak them. You know what I'm saying? Forget about them. You know what I mean? They can't see it. Oh well. You know what I'm saying? Because the scripture says, if thou hast faith, have it for thyself before the Most High. Okay? So don't worry about if everybody else don't believe. You gotta have faith for yourself. You gotta have confidence in Yahweh Shem Yahshua for yourself. If they don't have it, forget them. You know, these people are gonna have they're gonna have everlasting contempt, man, everlasting shame, man, in the kingdom. Okay? Because they didn't believe. You know what I mean? And that's gonna be on them.
That's the part of being a leader. You know, you don't physically have to be, you know, the head guy, but you know, we leaders, you know, in the spirit, because you know 2/3 of our people, you know, they follow in the ways after Esau, you know, but you know the 1/3, you know, we being leaders, you know, for the nation of Israel.
You know what I'm saying? I don't, you know, look, I don't like when I come across Jake in the world who got money, like especially older Jakes who got money, because they feel like they're solidified, you know, because they have a lot of money. And I'm looking at them like, nigga, you know what I'm saying? Like I'm looking at them like they worthless, because to me they are, because they have all that money, but yet they don't have the spirit. You know what I'm saying? They don't have the spirit of Yahweh Shem Yahshua. They're worthless, you know, but they feel like they're totally solidified in this world. You know what I'm saying? Because they got money, they got cars. You know, I spoke to a guy today, and then I mentioned a car, and it was a Jake, older Southern Tribe Jake, and he was talking about cars. He was talking about Porsches and all kind of. I'm looking at him like, damn, I didn't know he had that many cars, because I'm thinking he looked like a regular poor Jake, and I was realizing I'm taking him in this direction. I'm like, I know where people who live here got money, but he was talking about cars, and I could see that in his spirit, he felt solidified. He felt like he did, yeah, he felt like he's somebody. But I'm looking at him like, man, you nothing.
That's what the scriptures say too. Those that think themselves to be something,
They nothing at all. Hey, come on, man.
Hey, and he, you know, that's that peace and safety. You know, he gonna get that sudden destruction. He, like you said, solidified. He feel like he good to go, and they feel like they've achieved that level of the weird part about it is, since in this society, they feel like since you've attained wealth, you've attained wisdom as well.
Right.
So they think themselves on that level because now they think they wise guys and they know the keys, the secrets to being wealthy and the wisdom. But you niggas is nothing, man. You know? Okay, you found out how to make a little real talk. Shit, all of us could have been rich in the world if we really, really wanted to, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like the Lord, we are under the curses, but we got brilliant minds, man. You know, even Jake, who might not have gone through school and all that shit, Jake are creative people, man. You know, but the Lord, like he reserved us for true wisdom and true riches, man. You know, fuck this worldly wisdom and worldly riches, man. That shit don't mean nothing. It ain't gonna profit you nothing.
And for truth's sake, bro, you still in captivity. Bro, how you boast about your riches and you still a slave?
I'm asking it to
you. You know what I'm saying? Bro, I don't know what to say about these guys, man. Like, bro, you still in slavery.
They ain't got that house nigga mentality. Like, hey, oh, you know, act like, oh, you better because you in the house. Oh, I ain't out there with you niggas out there picking cotton. You know what I'm saying? My nigga, you still in slavery too. All it takes for one fuck up and your ass is out here dead. You know?
Probably gonna be, dead. Yeah, I was gonna say worse than me.
Right,
dead, ultimately.
And none of those stuff, that you might say you got a car and it's paid off, but really, that don't really belong to you. Because Esau, he can come, and he can take your house, that you got paid for. He can say, we building land right here, and you got to move. Your car is, your car is really not yours. If Esau wanted to, he can take your car away. There's nothing that you can do about it.
And here's another thing that Jake, you can see his. Whenever I tell Jake, their pride always overcomes at the end. Their pride, because I can tell them, I'll be like, look, everything that you have, everything that you own, doesn't belong to you. It belongs to your Social Security number. And if you didn't give yourself that Social Security number, none of those things belong to you, and the Social Security number don't belong to you. And then when they think about it, they be like, oh man, you're right. But still, pride takes over, and they still feel like those things are theirs. Like, bro, even when you go to a job, you have to put your Social Security number. You're doing the work, but it's your Social Security number that's earning the check. Okay, because you can't get that money without the Social Security number. You can't work at that job without the Social Security number. If you want to buy a car, you have to attach your Social Security number to it. Because why? You got to go down to the city and pay taxes. You got to register the car under your Social Security number. Your home, you have to purchase your home under your Social Security number. Nothing that you have belongs to you. Because, brothers in this truth, we understand that. That's why we're cool with letting everything go. Let it all go. Because none of these things belong to us in the first place. You know?
This is Hebrews 4:16. Let us therefore come boldly unto the throne of grace, that we may obtain mercy and find grace to help in the time of need. You know? So that's why we're doing this thing, man. Because we come boldly into the throne of grace, man. You know, so that we can obtain mercy and find grace. Those are the true riches, man. It says in the time of need, man. What's more grateful than when you need something? You know, when you got money, if somebody give you a 20, it's like, oh shit, well, thank you. You know what I'm saying? But it ain't really faze you. You know, but when you broke, you ain't got shit, and somebody give you 20, oh, thank you so much, man. I appreciate it. You know, that's how the Lord is over exceeding that amount with his grace and mercy, man. You know, and that's what we looking for in a time of need, man. Because the carnality of this world is going to, the fashion of this world going to pass away, bro. You know, and it ain't going to do nothing for you, man. You know, so in your time of need, that Porsche ain't going to be able to deliver you. You know, that new mansion that you got ain't going to be able to keep you safe. You know, the only thing that's going to keep you safe in the time of need is says wisdom and knowledge shall be the stability at times, man. That grace and mercy is what's going to protect you in the time of need. You know, that time of need is more precious than when you need things. That's when you appreciate things more, man. And we need Yahweh Shai, and we know that, man. You know, but you niggas don't feel like you need a higher power. You don't feel like you need a savior, okay? Because y'all, the thing is, Esau has emboldened y'all to think that he's the higher power, and he's also emboldened y'all to think that he's the savior. So, or yourself, right? You niggas are here. You got the look. Even though the scriptures do say we are gods, the whole Kemetic fucking community says like, "Hey, what's up, God? You know, I went up to Cleveland, some wicked ass niggas up there. What's up, God? What's up, man? You know what I'm saying? What the fuck you want, bro? Like, you know what I'm saying? You niggas is peasants, man. Hey, Apostle Gabar said, you mere mortals, man. You niggas is mere mortals. Y'all ain't even gods, bro. Like, you niggas is mortals, man. You know? And we gonna see how you gonna deliver yourself in the time of Jacob's trouble, since you so much of a god, man. We gonna see that happen, man. You know, I had one more, brothers, and then I'll be finished. This is going back to what we started on. Hebrews 6 and 10. For the Most High Yahweh is not unrighteous to forget your work and labor of love, which ye have showed towards his name, in that ye have ministered to the saints and do minister. All right, so the Most High, he said he's not unrighteous to forget your labor of love, man. So while we out here working on our salvation, man, with fear and trembling, hey, he see your works. He see what you're doing. And he's not unrighteous to forget. The Lord ain't like that, bro. The Lord ain't no grimy nigga off the street. You know, or a dirty ass Edomite boss. You don't see you grinding, see you working for him, but like, hey, I'm gonna give you this minimum wage anyway. Or I ain't gonna give you no praise and no love on what you've done for me. The Lord ain't unrighteous like that, man. He gonna give you the reward for the things that you've done, man.
The Lord weighs you in the balance, man.
That's right.
He see, like I said earlier, when the Most High, when Yahweh Shai look at you, man, he know everything about you. You know what I'm saying? You're being weighed in the balance at that moment. You know what I'm saying? Instantaneously, you're being weighed in the balance. You know what I'm saying? Your life is in his hands, literally. You know what I'm saying? If he feels fit for you to die, you gonna die. You know what I'm saying? Just by looking at you, he gonna know. You know what I'm saying? Because he's looking throughout all your memory banks, your whole life, and he's putting everything in the balance. He's looking at if you even did any works.
The Lord made your spirit, man.
Come.
He already know what you about.
Come.
He created you, man.
Because he said, I knew from the beginning
That's right.
who were gonna betray me.
That's right, brother.
Come.
It's like I was gonna go get these next two, but it's like 4 more here real quick, brothers. I'm gonna run through it. And we desire that every one of you do show the same diligence to full assurance of hope unto the end. All right, so that's what we're requiring of each other. What the Lord is requiring of us, that we show the same diligence of full assurance of hope unto the end. That ye be not, and hope, the word hope goes back to expecting. Okay? It says that ye be not slothful, but followers of them who through faith and patience inherit the promises, man. So you see that? It says through faith and patience, that's how you inherit the promises, man. Not just thinking how I'm gonna get rich quick scheme, man. It says, for when and the Most High made a promise to Abraham, because he could swear by no greater, he swore by himself, saying, surely blessing I will bless thee, and multiplying I will multiply thee. And so after he had patiently endured, he obtained the promise, man. Okay? So obtaining the promise, man, that's a part of working out your own salvation. You endure to the end, and you're going to obtain the promise, man. Okay? So stop being a wicked nigga. Stop thinking it's all about, and that's another thing, stop thinking it's all about you, man. All right, we're working out our own salvation, but the Lord has never said be selfish, and he never said only work out your salvation, and don't think about your brothers, don't think about your family, you know. Shit, we doing this for our family. We also do this for our brothers, you know. But the Lord ain't unrighteous to forget the things that you're doing for yourself, for His word and His will, for your brothers and for your family, and ultimately for our nation and the earth, man. We can't forget that, you know. That's all I got, brothers.
I got one. I'm looking for another. 1 Corinthians chapter 15, verse 58 says, therefore, my beloved brethren, be ye steadfast, unmovable, always abounding in the work of the Lord, for as much as ye know that your labor is not in vain in the Lord. You know, so just because we don't see nothing physically, you know, our labor is not in vain, because ultimately we're going to receive the kingdom and those crowns, man. And you know, we see things on a spiritual aspect, that every time that we are doing the work, you know, it's a faith booster. You know, it keeps us from being a hypocrite, you know, Lord willing. You know, because we teach on things, but we don't want to go back and do those things that we've been telling everybody else and ourselves not to do. You know, so we see an increase on the spiritual side, but it's just not on the physical side just yet. You know, but the Lord, the work of the Lord it doesn't go void. You know, His word doesn't go out void.
Now, I was gonna state this just before, but you know, we're all doing our own work, and as we're working, we help each other by giving each other advice. And I was just thinking, I say, man, when you're lifting, make sure you bend at the knees. You know what I'm saying? When you're lifting, humble yourself. You know, so because we're lifting, but you gotta remember to bend your knees when you lift. You know, humble yourself.
What happened if you use that back, brother?
Boy, you're gonna break your whole.
Ooh, boy. Oh shit's gonna be put out, man.
You finished.
Anything else, bros? All right, so man, you know, the message is always, you know, giving all praise to Yahweh Shai, but working out your own salvation with fear and trembling, man. You know, we in this alone, but we ain't by ourselves, man. We got Yahweh, we got Yahweh Shai, we got the Holy Spirit, we got brothers, we got the hopeful elect, you know. So you got people to lean on. But at the end of the day, you gotta remember that you got this fight too, man. You know, this shit is like a boxing ring. You know, you in there with the opponent, you know, you got the brothers outside of the ring cheering you on, but you still gotta fight your enemies, man. You gotta put your dukes up, man.
And that's funny that you say that. Boxers, they only hear one voice primarily. It's their trainer, their coach. They hear everybody else, but they only hear their coach. And that's why certain boxers have to have particular coaches by their side. Whenever they switch their coach, and it's somebody new they never worked with, they're not used to that voice, they can't find their voice in the midst of the crowd. And then they get lost in the fight. And then they end up losing.
And that's why you always listen to the voice of Yahweh Shai, man. You know, and that's speaking through the brothers. You know, not letting them other coaches is these other doctrines.
Right.
You know, these other demons that's trying to take hold. But listening to the voice of Yahweh Shai, a voice of righteousness. You know, listening for wise counsel. Those are the things that's going to lead you to that victory. You know. So with that, Lord willing, this lesson was edifying. We want to give all glory, honor, and praise to
Yahweh Ba'Shem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'Shem B'Kakodash.
Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone. Peace and mercy to the house of David, the elect. Till next time, shalom.
Shalom.
Can you press that stop button?